from Valiant Entertainment, we have Eternal Warrior Awakening Issue 1. Writer Robert Venditti, art by Renato Rodriguez.
I love these relaunches, dude. I think Exo Manowar is the shit. I think this book was pretty fucking good. What it did was, this is way back in the past, and there's this group called the Fell Legion, which was a dude killed all the leaders of these other warring bands and then took their best men.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kept their heads. And he wanted the fucking head of the Eternal Warrior.
Because he already beat him. He was able to catch his axe when he was trying to attack him.
He took his axe and he fucking threw it at him and stabbed him in the head with it and wanted his head, but when he hit him with the axe, he fell off a cliff and into a river. So he's been sending guys out. He's got to get this fucking head. Eternal Warrior, of course, he's Eternal Warrior, so he healed, but he had no memory of who he was. Presumably because he got stabbed in the head with his axe. So he was living on this farm with this broad whose tribe took him in, and he was a farmer, but he was a really shitty farmer. And there was also a drought happening at the time, so that was no buys. The current Geomancer comes and finds him. It's like, hey, you got to take care of this guy. You got to bring us back because you work for the Earth.
I'm surprised the Eternal enemy didn't show up.
Well, he's maybe not around at this point. So he tells him, I'm the Geomancer. I can do all this shit, and he makes it rain like Okada, but not with money, with actual rain.
Yes, not with fake dollar bills with his face on
connection, it was more like Tatanka, who used to do a rain dance,
but he actually made it rain.
Tatanka, by the way, means buffalo.
Yeah, because they didn't get that over enough when they had the character.
By the way, since I've said that, if I remember this, I'm picking that fucking song coming up
next week.
Tatanka Buffalo. It's so bad.
Oh,
I liked Tatanka when I was a kid. You know why I liked him?
Has to be something racially insensitive.
He never lost.
Yeah, but he would beat like jobbers. He never beat like mid-level guys or even top guys.
He beat Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but that was like Shawn Michaels when he was Intercontinental Champion.
He beat Ted DiBiase.
That's something. I'll give you that.
Yeah. The $1 Million Man. Kicked out at 1.
Okay, you're going to stop that now. Let's at least finish this review. We're supposed to have a short show today.
So, Eternal Warrior, the Geomancer makes him remember who he is, so he goes, sneaks into the guy. First he makes an army, which he never uses. He gathers up all these other tribes who didn't go with the Fell Legion, sneaks into his room and fucking chops his head off.
Nice.
And the way this worked was, whoever had this wolf jawbone around his neck was the alpha. So he fucking throws it out to all these people, knowing that they will all then fight each other. So he throws it out and they all start fighting. And he goes up and he's like, "Oh, are you gonna go kill him now?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna let them all kill each other, and then I have my people going in and they're gonna clean it up." And he's like, "You remember how to be a warrior." And he's like, "Well, are you gonna go back and tell your wife?" And he's like, "Nah, because now that I remember I live forever, it would suck to have a family because eventually they'd die and I'd, still be young, which." Is not how this happens, because he obviously did have a family, and they went to live in hell, hiding from Lord Humongous.
But that was when they knew who he was. He didn't know. They didn't know what the gimmick was. And the thing is, the wife already kind of knew he was maybe going to die in that battle. So he's like, yeah it'd be,
but I'll just let her think I died.
Yeah, she'd be better off thinking I'm dead because, if everybody thinks her husband died in battle, it's like, okay, maybe there's a chance that she might be able to move on. Get another man, whereas if it's just Eternal Warrior and you just decide to just buy Felicia her, people are going to be like, yeah, let's treat her like a pariah.
Yeah, so apparently, it's better to have a husband who died fighting than a husband who abandoned her. So, apparently what this book is going to be about is Eternal Warrior back in the day. Which is cool, because... the art in this was good, had good fights, and we get to see him do some good fighting.
Our old boy Nuthugger would probably like this book.
Oh yeah, because it's all fighting.
Tons of fighting, tons of punching.
It is good fighting.
Yep.